All right, everyone, we're going to go right into questions for defensive coordinator Blake Baker, and we will start with David Lake from 24/7 Sports. David, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, wanted to ask you, I guess, first off on how you think the starting linebackers have performed through those first three games. And, obviously a big test this week with Clemson running back Travis Etienne, just the challenge they're going to face on Saturday.
Overall, I think, they've shown flashes. They've done some really, really good things. And then sometimes you can see, just some of their inexperience as well. But overall, very pleased with where we're at, this far in the season. Obviously, Travis Etienne is the premier running back in all of college football. And, he's everything you want in a tailback. He's physical, he's fast, he's got great change of direction, great balance, great ball skills. I mean, he is really the complete package. So we will definitely have our hands full with him. And I know our guys are excited for the challenge. So looking forward to it.
Coach, we're going to go to David Furones at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David, go ahead for Coach Baker.
Hey, Coach. Gervin Hall out for the first half due to targeting. I mean, for one thing, it simplifies who your two starting safeties will be. But then moving forward in the game, do you still plan on rotating guys? What impact does that have? Is there someone else that could get into the rotation, or is it just going to be Bubba and Amari for the whole first half?
Yeah, they'll get the lion's share of the work. Feel very comfortable with those two, and it's something that I've said, the entire season that we feel like we have three starters at that position, and it'll be good now that Gervin can be on the sideline. He'll be able to pay attention and lock into what's happening out there on the field. Brian Balaam's done a really nice job. He's someone we feel very comfortable with as well getting into the game, but. Not having Gervin in the first half, you always want a playmaker like that. It's a shame with what happened, a couple weekends ago, but I know he'll be chomping at the bit, ready to go in the second half.
Coach, we've got Gary Furman from Kane Sport. Gary, go ahead.
Hey, Blake, how you doing? So you're going against Trevor Lawrence this week, who, arguably is as good a passer as, Joe Burrow and any other great quarterback that's played college football recently. As a defensive coordinator, does that impact how you game plan and defend the passing game? He's capable of putting balls in windows that other guys just aren't capable of. And how does that impact your game planning?
The biggest thing is we have to be able to contest a lot of his throws. Even when you think you have a guy covered, he is so accurate that he's going to put the ball in there. So we have to make sure, especially on the back end, like you said, other quarterbacks, you might think you have the guy covered up, but he has such great arm strength and such great accuracy. He's really able to throw it in there, just like an NFL quarterback in the really, really tight windows. And then the other thing about Trevor Lawrence is his legs. He's a problem. That's the best way I can put it. He's 6'6", he's 220. You can tell he's got great leadership, physically, can make every throw, has great accuracy, tremendous arm strength with his legs. That's where he does a lot of his damage. He's great, in my opinion, when a play breaks down, of extending that play and either throwing on the run. Once again, he's extremely accurate from that standpoint, or scrambling for yards. And then once he gets into the open field, he's a load to bring down. Real fast. I think that's one of probably, people probably sleep on that more than anything, probably because he has such long strides, but he is eating up ground and gaining tons of yards once the pocket breaks down. So we will have to be on top of our game at all three levels in order to contain him.
Coach, we've got Chris Stock from InsideTheU. Chris, go ahead.
Blake, just kind of following up with Trevor, just maybe how your pass defense has performed the first three games. How would you assess it? And then also mixing in that with the pass rush, because that obviously can help as well with the back end.
Yeah, I think our pass rush has done pretty well. I think from the secondary standpoint, we've done some really, really good things. Some things I think we really cleaned up from week 2 to week 3. Was proud of the way we responded, a couple weeks ago versus Florida State. I think our guys are getting more and more comfortable playing together, talking about defensively, as a unit. And we talk about, the secondary always gets called out for passing yards, good or bad. But it all works together, and a lot of that's up to the pass rush and how we're covering underneath with our linebackers. So I think we're building trust and cohesiveness and within the unit, at all three levels.
Coach, we've got time for a couple more. We're going to go to Daryl Streeter at Footballville. Daryl, if you had a question for Coach Baker.
Hey, Coach Baker, how you doing? Yes, I got a question. In the past, we've recruited slender end rushing guys like Wilder and Brooks, and then when we got on campus, we made them stand-up linebackers. Could you explain what goes through that process? Is it done on purpose, or is it just happens once they get on campus? Could you explain that process?
Usually, it's kind of been the evolution of high school football is you really see your most athletic guys, your 6'1" to 6'3" long pass rushers, and a lot of high schools put those guys as a pass rusher, and then they really, in our mind, that's really kind of the skill set you want to see at linebacker. So it's something that we recruit to. It's kind of a transition. And it's really, honestly, one of the harder positions, in my opinion, to evaluate is true linebackers. You don't necessarily see many 6'1", 6'2" linebackers standing up in high school. A lot of them are rushing off the end. So it's something that, obviously we're blessed with some really, really good talent here in South Florida, and able to get them on camp and be able to watch them change direction and move laterally, as a linebacker would. So that definitely eases the evaluation process from our standpoint.
Coach, last up we have Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead for Coach Baker.
Hey, Coach Baker. A top 10 matchup like this is pretty rare in the regular season. How does it affect you as a coach? I know the players get super excited, but in what way does it add to your excitement level or your challenge having to prepare your team like that? Is that a fun thing or more a little worrisome?
Oh, I love it. I think our kids embrace it. It's good for college football when you look at two top 10 teams being able to battle in the regular season. Then obviously a team like Clemson, who's been on top of their game for quite some time now. To me, embrace the moment. We're excited for the challenge, excited for the opportunity just to prepare for these guys. Like we talked about, to me, when you look at their quarterback and their running back and their stable of receivers that they have, they can all run, all change direction. And then up front, they're really, really good. So it's one of those games to me where you really want to see how good you are. This is kind of the team to play because you're playing the premier offense and premier team in college football right now when you look at what they've done over, Coach Dabo Sweeney's time there. So we're excited for the challenge. I think our kids, are ready for the challenge, and they're excited to continue to prepare this week.
Also, I just wanted, as a follow-up, to ask you the balance of emotions, for your defensive players. I know they were really hyped up last game, which was great, actually. I know there were some penalties. Manny talked about that. Is there any way you could talk to them about that, or just let it go and see what happens?
Well, I think we have to play, a little more disciplined. Passion is something that we hang our hat on here at Miami, and that's something that we don't want to take away. Now we need to confine some of those emotions and maybe not kick a football helmet across the yard this Saturday. That'd be pretty cool. But at the end of the day, we want our guys to play with emotion, but we have to learn how to hone it in a little bit. And I thought, we can really learn from that Florida State game from that aspect. But, it's one of those deals where if you try to take away their passion, I think you're really doing them a disservice. I think, like I said, it's something that we really, it's part of our culture here.
Great. Coach, thanks for spending a few minutes with us today, and good luck the rest of the week in practice.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all.